Ladies and gentlemen, the crypto space is absolutely popping off right now. Just last week, I made a video that I'm going all in. Might have actually already been 2 weeks ago. We had many laughing comments because the prices went down for a bit, but we're up now. Even a video I made 2 days ago about some of the coins I buy every single day. Oh, those coins are now doing amazing. Take a look at Solana. I placed a lot of confidence on this coin, and I told you guys about this in the video. I think it was at around $74. The price actually dropped significantly over the next couple of days, but look at where we are today. Massive amounts of profit. But ladies and gentlemen, this is just the start. And I'll tell you more about that. But even Avalanche, a coin we just talked about over the last couple of days a lot. Look at how juicy it's performing yet again. Indeed, guys, the entirety of the crypto space is moving beautifully. Injective is not doing as well. I guess I would probably still be surprised by some crazy moves of this coin soon. But right now, it's falling back a little bit because there have been too many gains over the last week or so. Similarly with stacks, sometimes when a coin goes up more than 100% in a month, even though Bitcoin doesn't make that much of a move, they just kind of burn out for a little bit, but that does not deter these coins from not just absolutely popping off and shining over the next couple of weeks to come, as very often, like even seen with Bonk, it's just like a little cool off. This coin, for example, went down a lot from their all-time high, but as you can see today, it's back up with the 11% gains, even though a lot of people thought that it was dead and would never recover. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now that every single follower of this channel has also got to join the Telegram channel, and perhaps you might want to follow me over on Twitter. Some of the things I can't really announce as fast in a YouTube video, so I put them on Telegram or on Twitter, and I'm trying to get better at that because I am buying so many coins right now, and I'll share a lot of the things which I'm buying with you. But right now I want your suggestion, even in the comment section. Which coins are you looking into? Specifically Solana coins, because Ethereum coins, and what I mean with this is these tokens launching on platforms like Ethereum or Avalanche, they're just so expensive. And then similarly with things on Bitcoin, you know, the ordinals, it's so expensive to mint, to send transactions, that it's almost not worth it. Now, to me, it is, but I'm thinking that because if I want to quickly step in and step out of a meme coin, and it's going to cost me $50, $70, a lot of people are just not willing to do that. Obviously, if you're playing this game with 10,000 bucks, it's not that big a deal. But if you're playing this game with $100, then the fee is like half of the money that you're putting in. That's ridiculous. Which makes me think perhaps Solana is going to be the next wave for meme coins, because obviously Bonk set the precedent. It's doing amazing. And last season, what we saw was that 𝗵𝗵𝗍 was the start of everything, but that other coins took over pretty hard quickly afterwards. And right now I'm thinking perhaps because the major coin of the season is on Solana, that next meme coins are also going to be following specifically on there. Because I've made a couple of videos talking about the next trends. I think Solana meme coins are going to be pretty big. I'm trying to really hunt everything BRC20 related. But the problem with BRC is it's quite difficult to understand for a lot of people as of this point. But the prices on there are inflating like crazy. It's just absolutely massive. And specifically, when I talk to a lot of my friends over in China, Malaysia, Taiwan, etc., or the ones in Dubai here that speak Chinese, obviously, everybody's just talking about BRC, and I kind of feel left behind by not being fully in on it. So I'm definitely spending a lot more time on that, and I highly recommend you guys to look into it. Get yourself an 𝗕𝗏𝗏s wallet, look into Unisat, look into everything. Even though you don't have to buy anything yet, start to understand how these things work. Highly recommend. Or just comment down below and I'll make a video about it. Also, a lot of the coins we've been talking about here have launched recently, and a lot of them are doing really well. Like 𝗓𝗡𝗓s, for example, I'm not sure what X they did, like 25X or something on launch. Pretty massive. I told everybody on Twitter I'm getting more and more heavily into gaming coins because I think there's massive amounts of money to be made in there. One of the ones I bought quite recently was 𝗏𝗏𝗏 just before the launch, and I think it also did about a 7.5X, something like that. And of course, I told you guys about Oval3 that I bought into quite recently, and I'm not sure what the multiplier on this was. Perhaps also a 3 or 4X or so. And I don't want to keep naming things. I'm just scrolling through Twitter. Here's one I announced as well over on Twitter. I've been buying Sync. At the time, it was 3.6. Let's see right now. It is at 8.4. You can kind of see it now. So that was also pretty freaking amazing. And here's the thing, guys. As I said, I don't recommend you to follow me. That's literally 0% of what I make these videos for. Some of these coins I might not even talk about in a video. And actually, matter of fact, There are coins that I've never talked about here that I still buy into. But for the most part, all the ones I've shared over on Twitter, Serenity Shield, yeah, for the most part, everything I've shared over on Twitter has done pretty amazing recently. And here's the kicker. It's because we've been in this game for a long time. And I said before, I'll fail sometimes. I will definitely put money into some coins and lose it all. It's gonna happen, and I don't mind. Because at the end of the day, and I try to really put this into people's heads, you've gotta properly be able to lose money. If you're not gonna make as much money. So to rephrase that, is there a way to only go for guaranteed profits? Yes, but the problem is, out of every 100 opportunities, 2 or 3, let's say, are nearly guaranteed. However, there are, let's say, 20 pretty good options with a pretty high chance of giving you a 10x, but there's a chance you lose everything, and then like 80% or whatever, 60%, 70% is just garbage. And that's partially what I'm trying to do on this channel. Get you guys on the right track as to why I'm buying things, what I'm buying into. Because as I've stated before, many people starting out with like $1,000 right now will end the season with multiple millions of dollars. This is not a joke. And I told you, there are many goofballs, many liars, and many people who just say, this me. They don't know what they're talking about. Most people that make these videos are jokesters, I swear to you. And that's why I always say, make sure you press that like button. Let me tell you more. Game plan. I don't really scroll through CoinMarketCap's list too often. What I do is I buy coins that have longevity and that are hyped up. Recently, I bought Solana. Main reason is, well, I told you guys many times, I think Solana is going to overtake significant amounts of Ethereum's market cap. And logically here, Ethereum has not really been gaining. Solana has, because it's trying to catch up, and Ethereum fees are just way too high. Plus, of course, there's massive amounts of hype around Solana and specifically Avalanche. Then again, Avalanche is also expensive, but it's got that gaming narrative in the back end. Things like ICP, Polygon, ICP, Polygon, Polkadot, Cosmos are all interesting as well in their own respect. Even near in that sense, but just not as hyped up as Solana is. So Solana is my favorite to go for. And I mean, it's proven itself quite nicely. Avalanche would have given more gains if I aped hard onto Avalanches at a soul. But the problem is, as I said, that AVAX is so expensive that it's just like ETH all over again. The only thing is they've got way better launches going for them right now, and the hype rather than Ethereum. But at this list, I just mostly buy the next hype, the next big thing. I know platforms like Binance are probably looking for the next big trend. So like BRC20 related things, perhaps AI related things, perhaps major games, or SocialFi. SocialFi being all these, let's say, decentralized YouTubes, decentralized identity communication platforms, etc. That's going to be absolutely massive, and I'm always looking around to investing in those projects as well. Anyway, I think I've actually got to do yet another update on my top AI coins because I've kind of changed my mind a little bit. The last week here, I've not been sitting still. I've had 3 different meetings every single day, besides my normal calls, because it's busy, guys. A lot of you don't notice it. And I went to a Binance event yesterday, I think. It's a Binance VIP event. Wasn't that amazing, actually. So, negative shout out to Binance for that. But there I noticed as well, many people seem to not understand what part of the market we're in. Right now we're at the part where there is potential for a pretty good decline. I warned you guys on Dusty Trades today that yes, it's not bad to take your profits at 44K. Whoever did already is in some pretty juicy profit if they were to buy back right now, for example. But because the S&P fell, yes, it is likely that Bitcoin sees a good little correction. However, with all the pressure on the news of today, let me quickly see if I can show it to you. With all the pressure around the news of the SEC trying their best but not being able to stop these Bitcoin ETFs, SEC Chair Gensler says there's a lot of non-compliance in crypto. It undermines confidence when so many people have been hurt, and all they can do is stand in line in the bankruptcy court, which is BS. This is from, I think, last week or so, but it's mostly this one right here. The SEC is holding a rare conference call today with all spot Bitcoin ETF applicants. And I could have even made a video specifically only addressing this and just how huge it's going to be, as I do believe that people are buying Bitcoin and are still hodling strong purely based on the sentiments around all this, around this rare joint conference, around the fact that it just makes too much sense for a Bitcoin ETF to come in hot soon. I mean, the expectations, even from Matrix Sport, who've been pretty accurate throughout time here, is that Bitcoin's gonna see some pretty good pumps over the next couple of weeks still. And if that's the case, a lot of altcoins will outperform. But most importantly, right now we're preparing not for the next couple weeks, even though of course I'm also investing into a lot of things that are launching in January. I'm mostly preparing for the next 12 or so months, because the real peak I don't think will be seen for another year or so, maybe even a year and a half. So if you're not seeing the gains immediately, remember that we're at the starting phases. We're like the pre-com to a splashy surprise, you know? We're just some tiny little bits. And the most important thing is just to be able to pivot quickly to the next big trend. Understand the ones that are most prevalent, the ones that are very likely to do well. BRC20, launch pads, AI, gaming. Focus mostly on one area. Learn the section, meaning you dive in and you discover all the, hey, oh, that one is doing this, that one is doing that. No, but this community is better. If you want to get crazy gains, that's what you probably should be doing. I mean, as an example, if I know more about that gaming crypto or a sector than you, even though I'm focusing on so many different things to give you content about everything, you're doing something wrong. If you want to maximize gains, that is. You have to really dive in, focus on a sector, not be too diversified, because then you're going to miss out on a ton. And every one of the sectors I just talked about, even SocialFi, even Deepin, they will make you enough money if you're just in it. When I say, hey, buy a couple of coins in all these sectors, I'm talking about people who don't have the time to sit there 7 hours a day researching to the bone of the bone, and who are happy to turn $1,000 into $20,000 over the next 2 years. But some people who really don't want to let it all up to luck, because you can get lucky by just buying one meme coin or buying one of the right coins and boom, you make $5 million bucks. Can happen. No, I'm talking to the ones who really want to go at it. You're going to really want to dive into one of the sectors and become the master at it. And if you're Chinese, you've got a good advantage right now, because for some reason, I've been saying this for a long time. Those guys, whenever they give me advice, because even I get advice, they've been like a couple months ahead of the curve, and so make sure you dive into the non-English speaking communities. It's a little alpha tip. Fortunately, not everybody can join, but I think a ton of money is to be made in there as well. Join some degen groups, which are just groups where people are aping into things like madmen. If you want, we can definitely make a group for that too. And the main purpose there is buy into things that are already doing pretty well, hoping to make some money. You're not trying to buy a coin that's already worth 2 billion. You're trying to buy something either as it launches or as it's shown some potential of not rugging, etc. A lot of my friends are doing that, and well, as you've probably seen from our Telegram, a couple of my plays have been doing really, really well. And just losing once or twice, it ain't that bad, because the one winner you've got most of the time is like a 20, 30, 40x. Anyway, just wanted to once more say, prepare yourself right now. And I keep saying this in videos, I know, but let's say, for example, you're watching my videos last week. You decided to not take action, and now you're looking at them again. Then on Solana, you already missed 25% worth of gains. On AVAX, you missed 16% worth of gains. And I can continue on with this list for a little bit. On Stacks, you missed 31% worth of gains. On Optimism, which I shout out a lot, you missed 12% worth of gains. And once more, should I continue? Need I continue? I told you before, right? One of my friends had this entire portfolio in Optimism. No, I believe it was half his portfolio, also Chinese. And I think it was like $1.20 at the time, so it's also doubled. Whereas my portfolio hasn't doubled, I think, just my altcoin portfolio has. But so he bought at $1.20, this is what we're talking about. Right now it's doubled, and that's half of his portfolio. Who knows how much that is? $50 million? I don't know. So that is pretty juicy. And I also say, in a bull market, don't get too scared. Even like me, I'm not really willing to sell all my Bitcoin, but I told you before, there's a strategy to this game. You don't want to be holding Bitcoin or Ethereum as the market picks up hard. Right now that there's still a scare because we're not that close to the halving yet, especially a couple months after the halving. I think it's best to just sell all the big ones and go for small ones. But hey, that's just my opinion. You also shouldn't forget to sell. We should talk, and we should make a video about how to sell, by the way, and how to cash out. But last thing I'll say for right now is if you want to know how to trade, or how we trade at least, because at the end of the day, it's all still on you, make sure you check out Dusty Trades. I'll leave a link down below. It's our trading channel. And if you're not from the US, you can get yourself a free $500 Bitcoin, XRP, or Solana, or Bonk trade with the link down below. So check that out. And I'll be back tomorrow with some cool updates. I've still got my beginner's guide, but I need to make a thumbnail for it, and that's keeping me from it. But probably I'll release it tomorrow.